You're listening to the 49 Carats Podcast, a 49ers Goldmine production with Stephanie Sanchez.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Podcast. I'm your host, Steph. It is Thursday, August 29th, and just shortly, a bit ago, the 49ers extended Brandon Aiyuk to a mega 4-year extension with the team. Man, I was literally on live with Mariah as this news broke. We were doing our Two Goat show, and man, the emotion. It is finally over. It's a 4-year, $120 million contract extension with $76 million in guarantees. The hold in, the hold out. It is officially over, people. The report are saying that it's a front-loaded contract for Brandon Aiyuk. I believe it was Ian Rappaport, actually, that said that between now and I believe April 1st of 2025, Brandon Aiyuk is going to get $47 million. So it's a departure from the 49ers' usual thing, which is backloading their contracts. This one appears to be very much front loaded for 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk. We'll see how that allows them to or hurts them in navigating the cap and all these players that they have to pay in the coming years. As we know, Deebo Samuel's contract kicks up a notch quite a bit in 2025. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But for now, we're not worried about that for now. Right now, we're happy. We're happy that Brandon Aiyuk is back with this team after not being with the team or participating in any practices this entire off season. He didn't participate in practice the last two practices as this team prepares for week 1. The assumption, of course, will be that he will be there tomorrow. I think they practice tomorrow. So as soon as the 49ers get back on the field for practice, Brandon Aiyuk will be there. Another part of the report here, and I think, who was the last person that said this? I think it was Mike Garofalo that said that the 49ers or Brandon Aiyuk accepted the same deal that had been on the table since August 10th. And that's kind of crazy to Adam Schefter said it. Yeah, I'm going to share for you guys really quick. He says, in the end, Brandon Aiyuk accepted the same deal that has been on the table since August 10th per league sources. Who's the league source? The 49ers? Because you guys know that the narrative with the 49ers taking this long in these extensions is that they end up paying the same that they would anyway. Why are these deals taking so long? They end up caving. Well, this report seems to suggest that it was Brandon Aiyuk that eventually caved and accepted this offer. But I find that hard to believe, because if this was the deal that was on the table, why wouldn't he take this deal right off the bat at $30 million APY per average? And by the way, another thing I'm going to say is that obviously these are the initial numbers. Usually, as we get more details on these types of deals, some of those numbers kind of change a little bit because we get a little more context as to, what the breakdown of the actual deal. And so we'll see what happens when we get more details on the Brandon Aiyuk deal. But as far as APY goes, this puts Brandon Aiyuk as the 5th, or tied as the 5th top receiver. Let me see. 5th top, if that makes sense. So you got Justin Jefferson at $35 million. You have CeeDee Lamb at $34, who also recently just got his deal. AJ Brown at $32. Amon-Ra St. Brown at just a hair over $30. And then tied at 5th is Tyreek Hill and Brandon Aiyuk. Literally, tell me, why wouldn't Brandon Aiyuk accept this deal? I find it hard to believe that this was the same deal from August 10th, but who knows? I mean, August 10th wasn't that long ago. So maybe Brandon Aiyuk and his representatives were waiting for to see if the 49ers would come up at all, especially with him not showing up to practice yesterday and today. But I don't know. According to Adam Schefter, this is the same deal that's been on the table for Brandon Aiyuk. So, man, I think a big congratulations is due for Brandon Aiyuk. And obviously, the 49ers staring down a complicated cap situation. He's among one of the top players on this team as far as APY, only below Nick Bosa, who's getting for the 2024 season. Brandon Aiyuk we have at 30 million, Nick Bosa at 34 million. Then it's Debo at 23.85 million, Trent 23.01 million. And as we know, Trent Williams still holding out for an extension of his own where he will have more guarantees, and probably I'd have to imagine that one would be front loaded as well. And so now the focus turns to Trent Williams and getting that done. So, but I'm excited about this. I'm a little worried still about week one. What is Brandon Aiyuk going to look like? What has his conditioning been like this entire time? Those are, my next set of questions, I guess. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be excited about this news. And I feel this makes me feel more optimistic that the 49ers get something done with Trent. In fact, hearing John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan speak yesterday in their respective pressers, it did feel like there was an overall sense of greater optimism around Trent Williams than Brandon Aiyuk. But they get the Brandon Aiyuk deal done first, and now we wait for Trent Williams. But obviously, Trent getting done is going to be a huge deal for this team and huge for our feelings about week one, because obviously without those guys, it would have been a little shaky situation. Here's another tweet, this one from Nick Wagner, who says, updated list of the dates the 49ers have agreed to terms with homegrown stars on contract extensions. You recall that very first one with George Kittle, August 13th, 2020. Fred Warner, July 21st, 2021. Debo Samuel, his deal got done July 31st. I believe that was like the second week of training camp for reference. Nick Bosa was also like the week of week one, September 6th, 2023. And then Brandon Aiyuk, August 29th, 2024. This is what we've been talking about. The 49ers love to make these deals go to the 11th hour when it comes to these big contract extensions for whatever reason. And it's a clear trend at this point, and I'm just waiting for someone to tell us this was the plan all along. It works every time. All this stuff. Just because it works doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing. I'm quite tired of contracts taking this long, especially when they're as contentious and ugly as this one was. So, yeah, I'm obviously glad that this is over. I'm sure everybody is. I'm sure, within the next day or so, we're going to continue to get more information on this deal. But as of right now, that is all I can tell you. The 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk have agreed to a 4-year extension. Obviously, big news coming out of Santa Clara. I will probably go live again tomorrow to break down what I assume will have the more of the numbers of this contract and break down a little more context on this deal. And like I said, 47 million due to Brandon Aiyuk before April 20 or by April 2025. So yeah, that's big. It signals a big signing bonus and option bonus for Brandon Aiyuk. So that is big for him and big for this team. Whew, man. We're going to see. We're going to see what the implications are for this down the road. I have to have Jason Hurley, the 49ers cap guru, on the show here soon. But for now, man, this is some great news to end our Thursday night on. And like I said, I'll probably go live tomorrow when we have a little more information on this deal. But And Nick says, Steph, nothing is over. We still need to know if you are taking naps. Well, now I am. Now I can sleep. I can finally sleep at night. Yeah, for those of you who aren't on Twitter, I did make a joke about the fact that I could take a nap just like Brandon Aiyuk could practice because anything could happen, people. At least that's the kind of reporting we've been getting. But now we have something definitive, and now I can take a nap. So, guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. By the way, I did release my in-season schedule for the 2024 season. So make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be a fun season. I could just feel it. It's going to be entertaining. So make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you know when I go live. Audio listeners, leave a rating, leave a review. We are so back, baby. But for now, have a good rest of your Thursday, folks. Peace.